Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're going to dive into a totally different way of thinking about manifestation. I mean, if you've ever felt like just thinking positive doesn't quite cut it, then you are in the right place. We're going to explore a practice that goes way deeper into a state of embodied alignment that can really truly help you attract the life you want. You know, a lot of us have been there, right? You're trying so hard to force those positive thoughts. You're making the vision boards. You're just hoping for the best. But what if the real secret, the real power, isn't in your mind at all? What if it's in this deep connection you can actually build right inside your own body? This slide really just nails the shift we're talking about. Over on one side, you've got mind-based wishing. That's all about mental effort, right? Grinding it out, focusing only on the outcome. But we're moving over to heart-based embodiment. This is all about internal alignment. It's about focusing on the feeling of the reality you want. See the difference? It's wanting something versus already being the person who has it. Okay, so let's map out how this all actually works. Here's our game plan. First, we'll go beyond that old school way of manifesting. Then we're going to meet the two key parts of you that have to work together. After that, we'll discover the connection point, how to use it to make decisions, and finally, how to make this your new reality every single day. So let's be really clear here. This is not about giving up on your dreams or your desires. Not at all. It's actually about learning how to team up those desires with the part of you that has a much, much bigger and wiser perspective. We are literally shifting from just wishing for things to becoming the person who naturally draws them in. And we call this embodied attraction. It's really all about creating a partnership between your everyday self and, well, the wisest part of your soul. To do that, we first need to get a proper introduction to both of the players on our inner team. Okay, so let's meet the two aspects of you. On one hand, you've got your physical self. This is you day to day. The you with the wants, the needs, the fears, the goals. It's the part of you that's navigating the world right here and now. And then there's your higher self. Just imagine it's the version of you that sees the entire map of your life, not just the single road you happen to be on today. It is this all-loving, all-celebrating part of you that knows who you truly are. It holds the highest perspective, it knows that anything is possible, and it's basically your biggest fan, always cheering you on from a place of pure, unconditional love. So, how do we get these two super powerful parts of ourselves to actually talk to each other? How do we build that bridge between our human wants and our soul's wisdom? Well, the answer is in a very specific energy center right inside your body. This sacred meeting place is called the high heart. And you know what? Let's find it together right now. Just bring your awareness to the center of your chest, just behind your sternum, kind of in that space between your physical heart and your throat. And right there, just gently imagine a soft, glowing, bluish-green orb of light. That is the docking station. That's the meeting point. Now, the process for connecting is it's surprisingly simple. So first, you just put your focus on that beautiful bluish-green light in your high heart. Then, you simply invite your higher self to descend, imagining it lowering down and just anchoring right into that glowing space. And as it connects, you might feel a sensation of it locking into place, kind of like a gentle clasp securing or a warmth spreading through you. And that is the feeling that tells you the connection is made. You'll sense this deep internal yes that just resonates through your whole being. It's not a yes from your brain. It's a full body feeling of rightness, of alignment, almost like coming home to yourself. That feeling is your green light. It means the line of communication is wide open. Okay, so once that connection is active, you can start this incredible dialogue. And this isn't about one side winning and the other losing. It's about finding an aligned compromise that honors both your human experience and your soul's journey. The whole process starts with a really simple question. From your grounded human perspective, you just ask yourself, what do I want to do right now? And you just listen for that honest, immediate gut answer. No judgment. Then you take a breath and you kind of shift your focus upward. You ask, and what does my higher self want me to do? And now you just feel for this answer. It'll often have a totally different flavor to it. It might feel bigger, more loving, more focused on your long-term growth. A lot of the time, your physical self wants that immediate comfort, the easy, familiar path. But your higher self is often going to nudge you toward long-term growth and inspired action. The magic here isn't about choosing one over the other. It's about blending them. So what you're looking for is that sweet spot right in the middle, that creative third option that gets a yes from both sides.
When you find it, you are going to feel a very distinct resonance right there in your high heart. Pay attention to that feeling. That is your aligned path forward. I know this can feel a little abstract, so let's make it super concrete. Let's look at how this dialogue actually plays out in a couple of very common real-world situations.
Okay, scenario one. Picture this. A job offer lands in your inbox. It comes with a big salary bump, which you definitely could use, but you've got this gut feeling that this job will just completely drain your spirit.
So your physical self is probably screaming, "Take the money, we need security." But your higher self is gently whispering, "Honor your energy. Your passion is your real wealth." Now, the balanced yes isn't just picking one. It's about getting creative. Maybe you negotiate for a part-time schedule, or you use this offer as leverage to get a raise in the job you already love. It's finding a way to honor both your need for security and your need for fulfillment. All right, now for a daily choice. It's the end of a long, stressful day. You know the feeling. Your body's exhausted, and your mind is just craving the easy comfort of junk food and zoning out in front of the TV. So your physical self is saying, "I'm wiped. I deserve this escape." But your higher self is gently reminding you, your body is a temple. It needs real nourishment to thrive. Again, the balanced yes is a compassionate compromise. It is not about all or nothing. Maybe it's enjoying one episode of your favorite show while eating a healthy, simple meal and then getting yourself to bed early. It's about finding that middle path that gives you both the rest you crave and the nourishment you need.
So here's the really crucial part, right? How do you make this your new default setting instead of just something you do once in a while? How do you actually turn this into who you are? Well, it really just comes down to building a new habit with consistent practice. Try starting your day with a quick 30-second check-in at your high heart. Before you make any choices, big or small, just pause and ask the two questions. You could even try journaling out the conversations to get really clear on the two different voices. It's this simple consistency that rewires your whole system until living from this aligned place becomes your natural, automatic state of being. Because what this entire practice leads to is one huge, profound truth. The wisdom, the guidance, and the power that you've been looking for outside of yourself. It's been inside you this whole time. You really are the one you've been waiting for. The goal is just to connect, listen, and then act from that place of inner truth. So what's the first decision you're going to bring to your high heart?